Welcome back everyone. Today I have another video. This time is OP3. I'm starting to do some content for the next format. As I already explored like pretty much all the decks on OP2, and I don't want to just keep repeating the same content over and over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna stop doing OP2. I'm just gonna like move this content for like specific days, like Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, like some specific days. I'm gonna think about when exactly I'm gonna do that, but like at least 3 days a week I do OP3, and then until we catch up to like that format, I'm gonna still do OP2. Some decks that I find either funny or they're like being impressive, or they don't like successful on on tournaments. Probably that's what I'm gonna do. And then so yeah, in the meantime, this is the deck that I was playing today. This deck was really different. This is the new color that we have, and it's based around life. I haven't played at all OP3. This is the first time this is my first take on the deck. I don't know if it's good or not, but this is what I thought based on the cards that I read and what I think maybe is the way to play the deck. The whole idea of the deck is basically just play Lin a couple of times, like at least twice. If you play this guy twice, you're pretty much gonna win the game. And this is a safe card to tap out for, because you usually you have like 3 life when you tap with her, and she gives you a life. So usually, like even if you're at 2 life, it gives you another life, so you are at 3 lives. So it's very hard to die when you play her, and you are also burning the opponent. So like the idea of the deck is to play as many of these cards as possible, and that's very powerful. Like this deck is a late game machine and has a lot of inherent value. So I do see how this deck could be really powerful. The only problem that I've seen with the deck so far, it's like the red decks. Like Zoro is extremely overpowered next set, and I don't think you get to just play this card at all. Like you don't get to play the first one, because as soon as you tap out for this one, you might actually just be dead because of how powerful Zoro is. Or you don't even get to the 10 energy in a healthy game state. So that's probably the only problem with this deck. But to complement that, I have Karakuri, which is gonna bottom deck any like big threats, and at the very worst, if it's not bottom decking something in the opponent's field, you can bottom deck your own cards. You can, like to the life. You can put your own cards to the life. So if you have like extra puddings in the field, or you have Napoleons on the field, you can use the abilities and then just put them back into the top of your deck, and that's an extra life that you have. So that for that reason, I would still play it, because it's like that versatility is really powerful. Then the next card that is really powerful in this deck is this guy. I'm not gonna pronounce his name because I have no idea how to pronounce it, but this card is very impressive. It basically draws a card every turn, and you can set up him and with the leader, you are able to set up the cards that you're gonna play on the top of the deck, and you're able to cycle through your deck too. It's really good. It's really powerful, and I really liked it. One thing that I found out with the decks, that like once you have 0 life, the deck like loses a lot of power. So you have to at least have 1 life to be able to like function with this deck. So you have to defend your last life like very aggressively, I feel like, or not like go too down on life, so you don't have to like defend the last 2 lives that aggressively. Then we have Cracker, which it's okay. It's a card that you can play for free. His ability is not that amazing, but it's decent enough to where it warrants a spot in the deck. Like for 1 energy, you get dual attack, because for the most part, they want to attack you, and you are in a lower life total than your opponent. So it's decent enough in the early game because you trigger it out of life. You can just get the opponent and just hit him for double strike randomly out of life. So it's decent. Perospero, it's really good because it's for 3 energy. You can always play it, or you can hit it out of life and just play it for free. And it basically, when it dies, it just replaces itself. So it's just very efficient for what it does. And it's a 5k, so it's a 5k attacker. So it's very good for what it does. We have as the 2k counters this guy, which I never played it. I don't know if its effect is decent enough or not, but I don't think it's that good. It's just I'd rather have him as a 2k counter at that point. I have Putin, and Sanji as the other 2K counters. Sanji, actually, I played it a little bit because it has the same effect as this guy. And again, that's a very powerful effect. Although it does like hinder you the ability to develop like on curve, like a lot of the times, but it's still pretty decent ability. So in a 2K counter, you would still play it as a 4-off. Pudding is the searcher for the deck. You still have to play it. This blocker is very good because you play it out of life. That's the main idea. That's the whole reason to play her. And you can set up like the turns where you can do that. I like this one, Shirahoshi, I hope I said that right. It's a 5 cost that you can play it out of life. When you hit it out of life, you draw 3 cards and discard 2. So when you have like a breaky hand, because you do have a couple of cards that you can now counter with, you're able to cycle through your hand a little bit like better and just have like a more cohesive hand. And then you can put it on top of your deck with your Katakuri, or you can at least like do something. It's never like a negative to play her because you draw 3 cards, so she basically replaces itself in the hand. So and at worst, it's a 1K counter. So I like her. It wasn't like a terrible hand, and you can always set it up on top of your deck with the leader ability. So that was very, very nice. And as the extra cards that I'm playing this one because it's the one that has the better trigger ability in my eyes, and being able to combo for 5K is still like very decent. So yeah, I like this one. It was very good. And this one, it has a really weird ability where the opponent has to choose whether or not like what ability they want to do. So not having the control of what to do is kind of like, that's what I don't like about this card. But at least it's a decent ability where they either burn themselves 1 life or they give you 1 extra life. So that's pretty decent, I would say. Especially there's some spots where it's like very backbreaking because the opponent like are either low on life or they're or you are like there's like a spots where it's actually like either option is really backbreaking. So it's really good for that reason. So I have some games to show up. Let's go and see them. All right, and right out of the bag, we're playing the mirror. Again, I don't know how to play any of these matchups because this is the first time that I'm playing the set. So if I make mistakes, it's just a learning game at this point. I chose to go second because I've seen like my curve is going second seems better. I chose to go second for that reason. I play my searcher, get a Sanji. It's just a 2K counter in case I don't get to play the Sanji. And I'm going to take the first life. And I got the best early card of the deck, which is this guy that lets me basically draw a card when it attacks. And I'm definitely going to try to play him. My opponent is playing that Luffy. I think that Luffy is not even in this set. I think that's a promo from like... I think it's a promo for later on, like within the set, but I don't think they are playing it right now. But it's a vanilla 3K, it's not nothing special. It's not like it's gonna change the game completely, right? He attacks for 5. I'll take the first damage because I want to see what I get out of life. I want to be at 3. I think with this deck you want to be at 3 life, and then after 3 life, you have to defend your cards on field, and that's why you gotta have some extra resources. But I think the sweet spot on this leader is 3 life, because he did attack me for 7. I will take another life because I think this matchup is not like really that important. I just need to get like as many creatures as possible, and I have some decent triggers on life, as you might see. So I wanted to see what are the limits of the deck too. I'm testing that as well. I'm attacking for 7. He has a blocker on the field. But that's fine. I don't mind if he blocks. I have another 7K attackers. And I'll attack with the leader because I want to get the ability. And I want to put something that is actually useful in the life. I guess I'm going to choose the blocker just in case. In this matchup, you also have to be a little bit careful because they play a lot of cards that have like burn effects. So you might not always get to trigger your ability is on life, so you have to be a little bit careful on that end. Here I attack for 5 because I know I'm not gonna do anything else with the leader. I could have attacked for 2, but I mean for 6, but I wasn't sure what I was gonna do after that. So it didn't really matter. I mean, it would have taken a 2k, I guess, out of my opponent's hand. But I have a really strong board at the moment. I have a blocker, which is gonna be able to protect my my 4 cost, this one, and this one here, and being able to defend that guy is going to be very, very important in the early game, because it's going to give me more resources than my opponent. And as you might see here, I also have the Karakuri, which is going to be decent here, I think. Oh, he doesn't play anything else. I think he is respecting the fact that I'm going into my Karakuri turn. Maybe he doesn't want me to bottom deck like a Big Mom or something. I mean, on top of the life, although that's still very good value. Gives you another life. But it's fine. Since he didn't do anything, I get to do the play that I was saying, where you just get some value out of the Karakuri anyway, and you put your own cards on the top of your life. And then I'm not going to attack with my 4 cost, because I don't want to lose him. He's going to be really powerful like at any stage of the game. And being able to I don't want him to die like easily. If he wants to remove it, he probably has to put it on top of my life, and that's fine. I'm not gonna be disappointed with that. Like, yeah, see, like I would have to defend this 7k attack into my leader, although I might just as well defend this one, because we're getting to the Big Mom turn. Like next turn, he's gonna be able to play the Big Mom, the 10 drop, and I wanna be like in a healthy life total for that when that happens. And here, my opponent could play a 7 drop. I don't know what kind of 7 drop he might play right now, but let's see. Okay, he plays a blocker, and this guy, which gains Rush, if I'm not mistaken. Look up to 1 of your life. Okay. He doesn't do anything with that one. That's why I'm not playing him. I don't think he's necessary in this deck. I'm going to attack for 5. And that's what I was saying. You can set up like your triggers on life here. But the Big Mom is just going to be able to burn you. And that's just probably good enough on this spot. And since I have more bodies, like my board is very like convincing, I'm gonna be able to outpace my opponent. I'm at 4 life at this point with like this many characters. I'm really ahead right now. The only way that he might be able to come back if he plays a 10 drop on his own, but I don't even. Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen since he's attacking for 5 with the leader. But I don't even think that's like good enough. And I want to protect this life because I know Putin is in the second top of my deck, and I want to draw that with my 4 drop, so I can search for another 10 drop, which I think is what's gonna be really good here for me. And I'm gonna attack the Karakuri, take a life. I should have probably just attacked with the 8 drop first. Just so I don't have to spend more energy here. But my opponent combo out of this attack, so I'm still gonna attack the 4k. Because I don't want him to have any board. Like that's the things that I want to stop. And these are some good options, but I think I just want to do the Big Mom here. And I want to be able to trigger this card out of my life for free. Yeah, this one, the extra card. So I'm definitely gonna do that. And attack with Big Mom. Put him to 0. Best thing my opponent can do here. Oh, I'm gonna attack for 6 first. I could have played like the Prospero, but it's fine. I just want to take as many cards out of my opponent's hand as possible. And he can play another 10 drop now, but it's not like he uses that ability which allows him to heal once, but he doesn't have any cards in hand, so it's fine. He can attack my 10 drop with his own 10 drop, maybe kill it. But I have enough attackers here to where even if he does that, like I'm gonna just play another 10 drop and I'm gonna attack him for 5/5/5, and he doesn't have enough cards to defend that, and that should probably be able to get me the game here. Okay, and we're gonna play against Ace. I know he plays with extra cards, and a lot of them. I don't know many things beyond that. Oh, okay, so they're playing it like they're playing Zoro, with a bunch of 1-drops. Okay. I guess that's the way to combat Zoro. Like, if you played your own a billion 1-drops, you can attack their 1-drops. That's fine, I guess. I'm gonna attack with Big Mom, and I'm gonna play Sanji. It's gonna be my attacker for this game. I do wanna play my 4-drop, I think, next turn. It depends on what happens here. 5. I'll take the first one, no problem. Oh, and I'll definitely use this one to draw 2 cards and discard 1. I draw 3 cards and discard 2. So it was a good play here. I'll take it. I'll go to 3. I don't know if this deck is too aggressive or not, but I just want to have my options open. I will use my Sanji ability here just to heal 1. And I'm trying to see the cards that I can get here. I put the FICOs so I can play for free. But my hand is not looking that amazing, now that I think about it. But at least I'm gonna probably going to be able to send back my 5-drop into the deck. Never mind, they played that card now, I forgot. But I think it should have KO my Sanji, right? That gets me like free value here. And since I have an excess of this card, I guess I should discard one of those. And I guess I'm gonna use my Sanji here. I'm gonna discard. I should have done it from the bottom of my life, because I already knew the top of my life. Just things that I didn't, like, I'm not used to, right? With this leader. I should have done it with the bottom of my life, because I already had the top set up. And I could have played like a 4-drop here. Instead, I didn't do anything. So that's a small misplay on my end. It's just the lack of knowledge on the matchup did get me here a little bit. The lack of knowledge in the deck and the color as a whole. I forgot that you could take from the top or the bottom. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when you're playing this deck. Here, my opponent is definitely advantage at the moment. They have a lot of cards, and the Marco here is going to be annoying. At least I'm going to be able to defend a little bit here. And not, I don't know why my opponent is not attacking for more damage. Oh, because he wants to play another Marco. And that's very good. I'm going to ignore the board, because if I destroy one of the Isos, I really didn't do anything, because he has another 2 attackers. So I have to really ignore the Isos here. If he wants to spend energy trying to attack with the Isos, I think I should be fine if that's the case. And I finally play a card that is not easy to for him. Like, it deals with the Marco cleanly. However, he does have the extra card that just deals with my 7-drop. But what I didn't know is that it also deals 2 damage. I didn't know about that card. So he definitely, I was not gonna combo that, but that definitely deals 2 damage here. And at least I'm able to just burn him a little bit with the extra card. And even though I'm at 1 life, I'm able to play the Lin here, and I'm gonna burn him now. And he doesn't have any blockers on board, so he has to be a little bit worried at this point. And I burned the Zoro, so this is like a more aggressive. He's playing like a Zoro deck without being Zoro. I don't know if that's correct or not, but it's probably what people have adapted to, because Zoro is such an oppressive deck, I think, at the moment. So you probably have to do like this kind of plays to keep up with them. I assume my opponent... Okay, so he's attacking for 9, and I don't want to take that damage, so I'm going to out-combo out of that one. Since I have like these extra cards that give you plus 5k, I just got to go to my next turn with like at least 1 life, so I don't get completely run over. And the nice thing about the 10-drop is that, like, I don't think there is removal on the opponent's deck for that card. It is too big, and it has too high of a cost for them to be able to deal with it. So I think I just need to survive 2 turns where I can hit twice with her, and I should be okay to win that matchup. Although they do play a lot of extra cards, so maybe they do have enough counter power to combo out of the 12k here. But we'll see. I'm definitely going to combo out of that one. Because if anything, I'm just going to take 1 damage, and it's going to be this one. I could use the trigger ability, but since I have so much counter, I'm going to be able to survive next turn for sure. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to do this too, and I'm going to put the blocker at the last of all of this. Because the blocker can definitely give me a game out of nowhere. He uses the Radical Beam, and now I hit for 12. And I'm able to take the last life. And I should be able to win the next turn if he doesn't kill me this turn. And I found it highly improbable because I have a blocker. I have enough counter power to just combo like a big attack. And here, my opponent tanks for 9. If they've been on the format for long enough, they should know I can combo for 5k on this deck. So maybe people don't play that card. I just thought that card was decent enough to play it. But maybe people just don't play that card. And that's what it is. And I definitely just want to combo to that one because I don't want him to pop my blocker. So I want him to commit the energy to deal me the last damage. So if I take the damage here, I can use it as the blocker here. I can just play the blocker for free. And then he doesn't have any answers for the blocker. Because I know Ace can use like the extra cards in hand as extra combo power, so that's probably why he wanted me to get like 2-0, so he can use that one. And since I'm gonna use all my energy next turn to go for game, I just needed to be able to outcombo that one. So I think I fooled his plans by playing the blocker here, because he was gonna just probably pitch his whole hand to try to deal me the last damage, but the blocker was able to get around that. So that's the nice thing about like having the knowledge that you are putting the cards on top of your deck is very powerful, at least in this deck. Okay, and for what I've seen, this seems to be the best deck as Zoro. It just looks very efficient, and I think something will probably have to be done about this leader or this deck, because it's just very powerful to be able to attack with so many 1-drops for free. I'm going to play, at least I have my Charlotte on curve here to be able to at least attack the 1-drops. But even then, they're 3k attackers and they're not going to be easy to defend. I'll take it because I feel like my opponent is just going to try to attack for 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. It doesn't matter how many attackers he has. So the most amount of cards that I can get from, so I can defend that, it's probably going to be the best. But it's still not going to be like a good thing here. And then I don't have even like a decent hand here. Like probably the best thing that I can do is to play the Cracker, so I can maybe do dual attack on one attack and try to put him like low on life. It's difficult here. I could also play the Sanji to get extra life, but I think it's just you have to be mana efficient here at this point of the game. Because I'm not going to be able to play too many cards in this matchup. I'm going to be defending a lot. And drawing Big Mom, and again in this matchup, is probably not going to happen. It's going to be difficult to get to Big Mom with like high enough life total. Although I do have the 2k counters to probably maybe go there, get there. Highly doubt it, but maybe. And here the barrage starts with like a bunch of 3k attackers. And we'll see what he's going to do here though. I'll take that one again. I'm just trying to... Okay, that was disgusting. You are able to KO my 2 cards on board and still play a bunch of 1-drops. So now I have no pressure for these 1-drops. And I have lost the board. So I either try to rebuild a little bit here, or I get like run over. I don't know if I should have played around like to try to play 2 of the 10-drops here. And that's probably correct, what I should have done. I don't have anything here, but I probably should put the Napoleon here so I can play it out of my life and I can be an attacker. Or the blocker, but I mean... Or I could put this one, which is going to give me a life. But I may have to shoot hot play for the 2 Big Moms on this deck. I think probably that was my mistake, and not knowing the deck too much is probably what I messed up on. But I didn't have any other play like in between, so it was gonna be hard to get to the big drop like freely. And in the meantime, he's gonna attack me for 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, and that's gonna be really hard to defend. I mean, for 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and it's gonna be really hard to defend. Because if I kill those cards, then he's gonna be able to replace them and keep doing the same. So it is a conundrum where, like, if you kill their cards, they just replace them and do the same, and I'm locking this like perpetual motion of having to attack his cards. And if I don't attack them, he's just gonna attack me with those. Instead of doing that, I basically wasted 3 cards to try to get an extra life. I think it probably was a mistake. I think I should have played for the Big Mom, but I was 2 turns away from the first one either way, so it was gonna be difficult. But at least if I destroyed the board a little bit and I bank my resources on the defense here, I probably could have done better. Not entirely sure what I should have done, but I probably would have bought me enough time to where like this is a little bit more manageable. But here it's a barrage of attacks. It's just really hard to out combo and defend these turns. But attacking their leader probably is not correct. I don't know. Attacking for 7, I'm able to defend that one. But at this point, I'm too far behind on board, and I don't have a clear win condition. I could play this guy and give me another life here, but it's just really difficult. It's probably what I should have done, because if I don't play him right now, I'm not gonna play him ever again. I think I just should have. If I understand the matchup a little bit better, I probably could have done better on this matchup, but sadly, I just probably misunderstood what you need to do on this matchup to win. And I'm still trying though. I'm still trying to play the cards and trying to hit my opponent, because I have lost the board. My thought process was that, yeah, I mean, if you want to attack me with a bunch of 5Ks, I might be able to defend next turn, and then the following turn is when it's gonna be difficult. But it is what it is, right? And he's gonna be able to KO my Sanji super easily. And I was trying to just deal enough damage so I could set up a kill over the course of 2 turns. But that's where the Big Mom would have been really good. So that's why I'm thinking I probably messed up a little bit on not playing that card. That card probably was my avenue of winning the game. Like if I destroy his board a little bit, and then he has to replace it, yeah, but then it gives me enough time to play back-to-back 9-drop, and then that's the way I win the game. Is probably what I have, like how I win this matchup, because it would have been at 0, and then he has to defend 12Ks to the face, which is not easy. But instead of that, I'm just taking, like, I have to out-combo out of every attack here, and that's very difficult. It's just not something I'm able to do, because he has a full board, and attacking for 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 is going to be very efficient eventually. At least I'm able to play a card for free here, but I mean, I'm hoping that he doesn't have any combo power on like 7 cards in hand. That's just not gonna happen. And he keeps up 2 energy, so that absolutely means that he has a bunch of counters here that he's gonna be able to use to win the game. So I blame a little bit of the way I played the matchup. I think I should have recognized some other ways to win this matchup here. I think I have to explore a little bit this matchup more to find out where I messed up, and see if the matchup is just really that unwinnable, or if there is just avenues where you can win this like barrage of 5K, 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 5K. But so far it does feel a little bit like overwhelming here. Like I can attack, play my guy, and gain an extra life, but that's not gonna be enough. And he uses even that one for that reason, but it's just not gonna be enough. Here you just attacks for 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and that should be enough to win the game. Like, I could play this guy, but yeah, I mean, it's just, I have no counter power in my hand, so that's it. I think it all come down to, like, the turn that he KO'd 2 of my cards for free. That was just too much to be able to come back here. And for our final game, sorry here, some turns have passed already. I just searched for my two Sanjis, and I was able to play the 4-drop. My opponent was going first. They played the Magellan, and I'm able to outcombo to that one. I'm at 3 life, but I think I'm just gonna chain this guy multiples, and you're gonna see how powerful this guy might be, because I'm probably just gonna play back to back of that guy, and I'm gonna try to defend them as much as possible, so I can just draw. Basically, I'm drawing a card per turn. And 2-3 cards per turn if I have multiples. If they don't remove the guy, I'm gonna try to just do that every turn. That's just really powerful. It is what it is. And that card is actually very decent. The Rhino on this leader, because that's a new card that you get on that leader. I wanna try this leader in the next set, because it does get some extra cards. And they may be like decent enough to make the deck a little bit more competitive. Although that card doesn't have any counter power. Good thing to notice in this case. But I think it's what the deck needed, like some early card that you can play on curve going first. And that one definitely fits that role very well. Here, my opponent, again, he's trying to attack my 4-drop, but I'm gonna defend it because it gives me an extra card. So basically, I only lost 1 resource trying to defend that guy. And I do have a clean answer for the 5-drop in the form of the Karakuri. So I don't have to attack it. I just have to just put more pressure into my opponent. And I'm just going to play another one, because why not? He plays the Judgment. And sure, I'm not going to be able to attack with my Lin, but at least I'm going to just keep cycling the cards out of my hand. That's what I was saying. I could still try to get the Lin's ability. Or I could play another one, as I was saying. I'll just use the ability to try to get like the extra card into my top of my deck and try to get some counter power. And I'm going to be able to play a Perospero either way. So I'm going to just keep the pressure here, and that's why I did it this way. He attacks for 7. 7, I'm still going to defend, because if he has a king, I have to protect myself from like a king play here. And I still don't want to attack the 5-drop, because it's going to be... I'm going to defend this, because it's just free to defend it. And it all depends on what my opponent is trying to do here. But I have a very good board at the moment. And again, I'm drawing 2 cards per turn. So that's nothing like bad. That's very good right now. And I want to get a 10-drop, because that probably will seal the deal for this matchup. My opponent doesn't have too many cards in hand. And they're running out of resources very quickly. And I have the better, bigger board at the moment. And I'm about to just... it's about to just get even better. This one is a new card that it says when attacking, don't -1, you get to draw a card. That's a decent effect. That's probably very good in this leader. But I'm going to go ahead and just send that one to the bottom of the life. Because if he's at the bottom of the life, it doesn't matter if he draws it. But before attacking with this one, I'm just going to attack with the 5Ks. Because I'm just going to want to eat the cards in hand. Or if he takes the life, that's just fine. Yeah, I just want to eat the cards that he has on hand. And again, I'm going to try to get the ability. So I'm basically just drawing another extra card per turn. Take the life. But I'll take the bottom, because I already know the top of my deck is the Perospero. Although that moves up the next one. in position. So I know it's the second card that is the Prospero. Some things that you have to get used to with this leader as we move into the next format is those kind of interactions are important to just win the game. Like knowing where the cards are is going to be really important to win the games. My opponent's going to attack for 5 into my 4-drop or the Prospero. I would assume it's the 4-drop. Like that's the one that is giving free value every turn. And he goes a -1 to pump the leader. That's fine. He drew a card. He has a lot of cards in hand, but he doesn't have too much of a board. So that's what I have going for me. But I am running out of resources here, and if he has a way to remove my my 4-drop, it's gonna be very bad for me. 7, I will have to let it die because I don't have the resources to. Like I could have combo out of that, but then it doesn't feel right to just get to like 0 cards in hand. Unfortunately for me, I do get the Big Mom here, and that's just gonna be really powerful. I'll start attacking this one, however, because it's just more energy, more cards that he has to pitch, and I think he does want to draw the cards every turn. So getting rid of this card is very important. He could defend it, however, but I mean it's fine. I'd rather attack that than the leader. If he's defending that, he's pitching more cards to defend it instead of the leader. And then here I get the Big Mom's effect, and as you may know, I have 4 life, my opponent is at 1, and my board is way better than my opponent's. Now they have to find a way to win the game, and it's gonna be extremely difficult at that point. And the nice thing about this leader is that at this spot, even if he doesn't want to attack my leader, I can always take my own life, and that will give me more resources. I might not be able to put it at the bottom of the deck or at the top of my life, but I'm able to take my life if I want to. That's something that is really good, like in the late game, if I'm just trying to just get a little bit more resources to close the game. He KOs my guy, but I get another Big Mom, and that's just enough to win the game. He has a blocker, but it's fine. I take another life. He just couldn't attack my my cards on board, so I just get to play all these cards for free. I could play this one for free, but I feel like I just need the counter power. I just have to be able to survive the next couple of turns, and the Big Mom should be able to win the game. So I just don't want to combo cards out of my hand, like this cards out of my hand. And I'm gonna attack for 8. See if he wants to defend this one. I should have played the Big Mom first, by the way. I don't know why I didn't, but it's fine. My opponent did defend this life, like if I didn't have anything. Like, I mean, I can do something else, right? If he takes the life, then I can just attack for game or look for different way to win the game. But now, just a second Big Mom will definitely close the game here. That's just the strain of playing back-to-back Big Mom. It's gonna be really something that you have to watch out for. All right, and for our final thoughts on the deck, I need to get used to the new color and the new cards. So that's why I probably made some mistakes on the gameplay, and I didn't play as clean as I should. It's just new cards, is a completely new color and way to play the game. So bear with me while I try to get used to the new cards. But yeah, I hope you guys like the deck. Tell me if you like the new schedule that I'm trying to plan, like certain days do like OP3 and then certain days do OP2 for the meantime. I think it's gonna be very good for everyone if I do that. And just for the content in general. With that being said, that's all I have for today. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.